Okay. Announcements made. We're all good. Actually put it in the right place. Give people a couple seconds here while I take the very last bite of our snack. Rigor mortis. Rigor mortis. The question is, do zombie-like brains pre-rigor mortis or post-rigor mortis? I'm sure that there's preferences from zombies on both sides. Alrighty then. Let us get... I think I already have this open. Yeah, I do. Okay. So I'm starting to make a list of all the things that we're going to put in. In fact, I don't need that. Close that. That we're going to put in our game thing. Let's see, I probably need to open that. Okay. So going from this, I was like, okay, what things do we have to put in our new version that we don't have in our new version? So I started working on this spreadsheet. I know you're surprised. Of all the things that we need. And based on this level here that we did put together, make this a little bit smaller so I can pull the window in for... I wish there was an easier way to do all this, but there just ain't. So, open the window for Excel. That's the one? That's the one. Okay. Let's see if we can get these side by side here. It's a little smaller is what we can do. So what I started to do was basically create the list of everything that we need for... Damn. Yeah, it's just going to be that kind of day, isn't it? Okay, yeah, so I was stepping through our character here. Actually, that should be a little bit bigger so you can read it. All we need is that list there. So I was stepping through our characters here and seeing what it was that we... what pieces we need to transfer into the other system. So we obviously need our axes. You know, we need all of our fountain pieces. You know, we need our hit point bottle so that we can get some health. We need our incense, which was over here, but it's gone. So, oh no, it's here because he gives it to us. We don't have to take it. But this is used. In fact, we do need to add it over here because Odin's statue does need the incense. But it actually goes there. If it would show up. Where did it put it? It never puts things where you think it would put things. Because there's the one on the ground there. But that's the one that was already there. Unless it put it on top of the other, which it did not. Go down here to make sure to even put a second one in there. It does not look like it did. Okay, so, oh, because we had it in the wrong layer. Oh, we're in the right layer. Go back over here to Odin. Oh, because that's the sprite, we want the object. Went through cleaning this, not this one, but level 7, because we're going to be using, I had to go back to version 7 to get everything that was causing a problem cleared out of the system. That I think was causing the problem. Then we'll start adding stuff into it. Right now I'm just looking for the incense. I know it's in here somewhere. Actually, it doesn't really much matter, does it? No, it really doesn't, because we're going to replace this one. That goes there, so that Odin can use it. Okay, what is going on over here? Open this up. So yeah, so incense, looking back over our list over here. These are all the items. So I started making a list of all of our items. So we have incense, logs, reeds, sulfur, all that stuff. And then I also have the different versions that we need. So that we need a 16 by 16 version, which will be the one that shows up on the left on our menu system. And then we need a 32 by 32 version, which is the one that will be in game. So the ones that you see like on the maps themselves. So we definitely want those two different sizes. I also was working on our character list. So we have our different characters and the different versions we have to have of them. And then this will help us when we go over to transfer over. Oh, shit. Okay.
Brains.
That'd be 2 left feet in English. Like an idiom. Okay, well, let us wait for these. Between dad jokes and now, we've lost over 20 people. I'm beginning to think that this particular section is not popular. Just making sure I don't incorrectly assume someone hasn't already mentioned the title being Behind a Day. Is it? Today's Wednesday, 25th. Why does it say that when it is correct here? Oh wow, it's not okay. Yeah, it just updated. I forgot to hit the done button this morning. I put it all in, but didn't hit done. Has mentioned. I refreshed my browser and it still says 24. It will say 25 now. There now is update. I don't know why it didn't update. It's okay. I can fix it at the end anyway. So actually, because it's changed here, it should change for the VOD. So the VOD should be the new one. But I'll take a look at it. If it's not, then I'll change it. Hey, how's your day going? It's going okay. I was really off yesterday in regards to just like my brain was not functioning properly yesterday, so I'm feeling quite a bit better today. You know, I could still probably use a couple B12s just for brain stuff, but I'm not doing too bad. So as I was saying, is then I started going, okay, well, which characters do we need to move over with us? Because none of the characters are in the new one. So I thought it'd be a good idea to add them to the list. So I went down here and just wrote down the characters. So we have our idiot, we have our nurse, matchstick girl, boy, the butcher, the clergy guy, the otter, and the cat. You know, and then I was going to start putting together, like, I have it in here, but in this side here, but these are all the repair parts for the fountain so that we can have it to be able to do this. So it can be all fixed. That would be good. And then, yeah. So those are all the pieces that we kind of need. And what we need to do is we made it for these particular sprites. What I want to do is create a 64 by 64 version of each of them as a master, and then do a conversion to 16 and 32 from those masters, from those raw files. Hey, okay. Oh, that's good. Okay, thank you. So that's kind of where we're at. Now, I went back. This is version 12, which is the one that we've been working in. And so I went back and was looking at 7, which I think is the one that I finally landed on. Our project, is that what I called it? Pretty sure that's what I call it. Yeah, because I was looking through these for different things. So I believe 7 was the one. Do you want to save changes to this one? No, we do not. And this one takes us back before there was a system in it. And we can start building out the sprites and things, as well as the scripts and stuff, which is what we have here. And we'll start putting all that together. So collecting the artwork from different aspects of everything is kind of what we'll be kind of doing, because I want to make sure that I have 64 by 64 pixel versions of all of these as our master. And then just going forward, as we create new things, we will create those bigger pieces and then convert them down to the smaller pieces for the different uses using the naming conventions. So what you'll see here is for sprites inside the sprites for the inventory, they're 16 by 16s, but they're I sprites. So inventory sprites. Then we have our in-game sprites, which are 32 by 32, which are the ones that you see on screen when you're walking around and doing things. And then and then they're objects. So because we do need to make objects for all of them, just so we have them. We don't need objects for this version because that is handled completely on the sprite level, which is great. And then, yeah, we should be all good. Yep. So this is the goal, is to finish making this list. Let's go back to 12. Doop. Okay. Just make sure that we have everything. So let's go and look at our sprite stuff. Okay, boop. So I was looking at all the objects that we use in that section, and I believe these ones are all the 16s. Yeah, these are the 16s. So we'll have to have a 16 by 16 version, but we'll also need to have a 32 by 32, which will be the in-game versions. These are just inventory versions. So I want to get a better converter for converting sizes, because yes, Photoshop does do an interesting job with conversions when we're getting down this small, but another thing we might want to do is change the resolution of our game to where these become 32 by 32s for the inventory and 64 by 64 for the in-game, which means if we double up our tile set, will it fix it? Or will we have? Well, we're going to have to relay out everything anyway. So I guess that's a mute argument, because there's just going to have to be some completely laying out new stuff anyway. Because it's a mess. It is a mess. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, so let us continue where we were. I could have swore I made not a 7, but open recent. Version 1. No, that was the going to... 13 is what I did. Okay, 13 was what I used for the new one. So I took 7 and copied it up to 13, so that we would have a absolute clean version before any inventory at all was put in. And we do lose a couple other things in the code, but we'll fix it. I do believe we do have let's do a run here. I do believe we did get the shake fixed in 7. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got the shake fixed in 7. See the show. And then say fine. Waiting for it to come up. Okay. Take that down. Okay, so if we go into here, I did fix one other thing when I was doing this, but we'd get to keep all this because we'd put it in. Like, I'm not redoing all that, you know. So yeah, she's still good. None of the objects are in, of course. Even in the next one here, there's no objects in here. However, if we were to exit the game from here and come back to the save, then it does have, it will bring us here, because I did go in, and let me show you here. I did go into the code last night as I was looking around and put all of our levels in there, all the different places you can go, so that instead of it saying unknown on the save, it actually does say what room you were in last and takes you back to that room. So yeah, so all those are in now. So that will be good. I know it's silly, but it was like I needed to accomplish something, and I didn't have enough time to accomplish more than that last night. So, but there is an accomplishment made. I know it's silly. So now, even if we go to Granddad's house down here, and we quit, it'll get saved. So when we load again, this was oh no, you can't see that. Okay, so back to here, the show 51, and then build. Oh, let me run it from there. It will not. Haha, crashed it. Let's just put it here for now. So now when we go in, it should go to directly to Granddad's house. See, it says Granddad's house now on it. I know it's a silly accomplishment, but it was something that I thought I might as well fix while I was there. But it looks like the stutter is gone. Yeah, the stutter appears to be gone. It's worse when we're near the statues, so let's go up there. Yeah, looks like it's gone. One thing that isn't is our bees are gone now, but we'll fix that. We do have the animation still. And then we come down to make sure. I'm just checking to make sure everything still works, because I kind of stripped things out quite a bit. I also rearranged the directory structure quite a bit. Okay, we should be able to buy this. Yep. So I do want to keep this system separate from our inventory UI. I want them to be separate entities, because I still like this part. I do need to. We will need to put some code back in, because we do need to put the health potion back in. Let's go back to here. Close this. Go back to here. And I think it's under macros. Scripts. These. Doop 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 doop. It is not in this one. We are looking for. Well, that's our array that builds everything. That's our dropped items. Might as well open them all. This is our text box. This is our 9 box. Actually, is it? Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. No, that's not it. I think what I'm looking for actually isn't in this. It's in our game controller object. This one. Okay. Health global max health 3. We'll have to put to 7. We'll just do to 7 for now. And now when we run the game, then it will give us that instead. So increase the number of hearts we had, because these are changes that we made before we started putting the inventory in, or when we had the inventory in, because we were testing different things. Okay. Now we should have 7 hearts. We do not. Max health. Oh, because it's... That should be game slot, game save. Did we do a... No, that should have changed it to... Yeah, that should be 7. Yo, player health max 7, blah, blah, blah. Starting out with 3. I'm missing something somewhere. Player health... It is in here somewhere. I have to change it to 7. Just need to find the piece. Alfish, the strings layer. Thank you very much for the follow. Okay. I'm looking for our max health so I can pull it up, because this should have done it, but it did not. So, okay, that is the hearts for it. Their health max. Max health service, okay. Yeah, that's where we just were. Set it to 7. Player health equals global health max. Yes, it should be that. Sorry, I left something else up in your way. So here's where I've reset our max health to 7. Okay, this is just putting it in place. Nowhere here does it say. Yeah, so their money we can technically give ourselves. Yeah, we'll make sure to make sure this works. Let's give ourselves 200 pieces of gold. We've set max health to 7, so it should be 7, but it's not. Let me go in and delete everything that has been built here. Do a build without running it and see if it fixes the problem. If not, I may have to go in and delete the saves, because the saves may be having the old setting and not recognizing the new one. Okay, let's see. Nope, it still only shows 3. Show you what I'm talking about. See, so that should be 7, and it's not. Let's start a new one, see what it does. Oh, now it's 7. Okay. So it's there. We have put it on, and our 200 gold pieces are there as well. So, yeah, that did work. I'm not a complete idiot. I'm just a partial idiot. Yeah, steps back are progress too. I don't count it as a negative. You have to do it sometimes. You know, it's just we've taken a lot of things out, which is fine. You know, that's part of the gig. So, yeah. We are all good. Woohoo! Now we do not have this one over here. This will go back to, yeah. So we do have to build our test room again. So let us get that put in place. Okay, there's a lot of things open here that need to be closed. Oops, not that. So yeah, so all I did was just increase our health to 7 and then give us 200 gold to start with, which as we go on, we will put that back when it's actually time to play. Play. And let's go. We need a room. Boop, boop, boop. Rooms, base, parent. Oh no, actually, let's just go. Yeah, it could be a base. That's actually fine. Create a room. Make it a child of this. Okay, so now it's in there, and we will call it we'll call it Room Z testing. Okay, so we got that. It will come with all the things that are incorporated into our parenting system from our parent. We should be all good. Yep, there's our guy. And I hate when it just changes highlights like that. Put him down here. And then we need to start bringing in our different sprites and stuff, but let's actually fix the tile set first so that that's out of the way. Since we're using no, it has a tile set. Upper and lower. Okay, there's that. We need to go back to here. What we'll do is we'll put a long bench in the upper tile set for bump. Over there for now. Alrighty then. We should be able to go to the upper tile set and put a long bench here, because this will be what our this will be our divider. Just because I'm a goofball and I want dividers. Then we do the same thing. Why are we getting thunders outside? Storm? Oh yeah, I guess so. Yep. There's some storming going on. Okay, we'll leave that like that for now. It'll be a single screen. There are a couple things that we can put in because we have them already, but sure things like logs and stuff like that. So if we go up here to things, say we build those. It's our player object. Some plants, of course. Here's our logs. We need a couple logs for Snuckle Boys over here. This in the right thing. This will be the first one. We need the hat for the cat. Actually, I think we need to put this on 16s. Okay, good. Put those on 16s, that way we have a little bit more flexibility with. Yeah, that's the hats. The other things are not in this one yet. So we do have a couple people here. I think in our townspeople, we do have our idiot, so we can put him in place. He doesn't need to be that big. I mean, I'm sure he thinks he's that big, but he ain't. Go ahead and just make him that big. That'd be good. We can put him here. guess he's just going to be where he's going to be. Okay, the next person we run into is the cat. Now the cat will be replaced when we get to that section. I actually have a new piece of art to replace the cat with another guy that needs his hat. This is our cat. He will go there. Beep, beep, beep. We want to frame 1 or 3. Yeah, so he's facing us. Then after that, we need our nurse. She's also way too big. Still too big. Let's take that off. Let's go smaller. That's better. Okay, so we have our nurse, we have our cat. Where's our character list? We need the matchstick girl. Yeah, she needs to be smaller than her, so that is good. That's a good size. The boy will be that size too, and he's next. Oh, he's already about that size, so he's all good. There's our boy. And we need the butcher. Is it the butcher? No, it's the blacksmith, not the butcher. Blacksmith. I don't know why I put butcher. We need the clergy. And then the otter. Why, hello there, otter. I didn't know you were that big, but I otter. Let's do a quick lineup for everybody. And then cat, which we already have. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are you making? Work has been pretty busy, so I've been jumping in and out. Basically, I had to go back. We were on version 12. I had to go back to version 7 to strip out everything that had anything to do with any inventory whatsoever. So now I'm just putting together our test room in version 7, and then I'll start copying the code over from I'll start working with the code to put the inventory system in, and we'll use this testing room for that inventory system. So we'll put everything that everybody needs in here and work it out from there. Let's put it right on his nose. Yep, that's good. And otter goes on the end. What happens when we turn this back on? Everybody should be lined up. But let me open this up a little more because that window's really hard to work in that small. Okay, so you can come down here. Yeah, not everybody's lining up the same. What we can do is put this at 8 by 8. Now they should all snap right to where they should be. Yep. And we'll put a 16 between them. All right, so that's because we'll fix his center point. We need 2, let's see, eye on the edge. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm making sure that there's a 16 between them. That way, when we go back to the grid, it won't be too bad off, because I want to go through and I'll need to change the center point for each of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. E. And we should be good there. That's good. And that's one more over, and she's one more. Oh, that was a nice little lightning strike just then. If I lose power, which does happen when storms come rolling through here, I will load back up as soon as possible. Now, I know that my battery backup systems will hold for about 20 minutes before it completely kicks me out of power, but you get the basic idea of what's going on. So now you can just hear it rolling. Make sure that everybody is, oh no, we don't need the object, we need the sprites. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-doop-doop. Those are scripts. We need sprites. What I want to do is make sure that they're in the right spot. Okay, not worried about those. Affects enemies. Well, those are the bats and the globs entities. Make sure that his is correct. Should be at his feet in the middle. Yes, it is. It could be one more lower. Let's see. Height is 17. Let's make that 9. Not 88. Okay, so we need it to be there. 17 across. We do want it to be. This one needs to be 8. It was 8. I changed it. We change it back. That takes care of him. He should now line up properly. Townspeople. Blacksmith, where's his? His is a little bit high. Get down 1. Okay. Boy. This is 1 high. We'll bring it down 1. Dental maker, no. Carpenter. Clergy. Down 1. Our idiot. This is way up here. That's not going to work. It needs to be down here. At the bottom of his fight. Keeper, leader. Girl. Hers isn't too bad. Nurse. Hers isn't too bad. Otter. And his isn't too bad. Sheriff, stable maker, blah, 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 blah. No. Okay, so now if we go back to our room, everybody should, except for him, of course, is going to be lined up pretty close to right. Yeah, everybody's standing basically on the top of the wood, so we're good. Now that puts a little bit of space between them so we can put their objects above them as to what we need for each of them to collect for each of them. It's basically the same way we set up the other room. This one's just a lot smaller. So for him, he needs 2 logs. For our cat needs a hat. He'll be replaced. The nurse needs a medicine bottle, which we don't have right now. She needs 3 items. She needs phosphate, she needs sulfur, and she needs wax. He wants axes, he wants wood and iron ore. He doesn't want anything, but he does have to give us a sulfur, not a sulfur, incense, sorry. Then the otter needs all the pieces for the fountain, which I think we do have the pieces for the fountain in this earlier version. I don't know if they were the final ones or not. Let me go up here to objects. Inventory, no, they are not in this one. Okay, that's actually a good thing. Because when we go and make our 64s for everything, then it will be better. You know, also the quality of our original characters is not that great. But that's okay because we'll replace them with the same versions that we have for these guys. Same size so that they look right. What are you making? Right now just we're backtracking to try to get our spaghetti code to not be a big huge pain in the ass. That's basically it, yeah. Let's go here. We have our fountain. Which, not that one, we want the other one. The other one is not in this one because we made new ones after this. But what we can do is go and replace that art with the correct piece of art. Oops. Wow, I won't even close that. We need to get down here to the bottom where it says the gods. Ugh. It's always something. Did you guys hear that one? That one was pretty good. There's some thunder and lightning going on outside. So this is our old broken fountain is what the problem is. And this is our... I didn't hear anything. Okay, yeah. Well, because I have my threshold for sound dampening set pretty high because of the construction that's going on across the street. So that causes a bit of a problem. But what we can do is let's save this so we don't lose our just did. Let's go back to 12. And then we'll get the name of all of the pieces we need for our fountain. Okay, so this should be the fountains. These are all the pieces. We have our animation of the fountain running, which is this one. And we can play that. Presumably, we could play that where you can see it. That's the animation I put together for the fountain working. Then we have, where's our base? This is our base piece. What's sad is I can't just grab these like this. I don't think I can. Let's try this. Can I grab those? Did you hear that one? That one was pretty loud. Okay, okay. What happens if I do this? Go to sprites. Go to... Oh, we don't even have a directory for it. That's okay. What we can do is we can put it just in sprites right now. No, it won't let me do it that way. Nope, 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 nope. Damn it. Had to try. Oh, those are scripts. Let's go down here to sprites. Maybe I'm just a moron. The gods. The fountain. Yeah, no, you can't copy between. Oh well. I didn't hear it. Okay, I'm wearing my headphones with the sound as low as needed to just hear you, so maybe another yearling might hear it. No, no worries. If you can't hear it, I can't hear it. It's just, it's not happening like a lot. It's just happening. So I was just wondering if you guys could hear it. I don't, if I go to my settings, let me bring my audio settings up. And I go to, where is my floor? Where's my floor set to? It's set to, I will not let you look at me. That is basically what it's set to right now. That's sad. Hello? Nope, nothing's coming through. Okay. Nope, we'll leave it alone. Okay, back to this. Yeah, so we need to make a, this is, we're in 13. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll create a new group. Mountain up. The caps off. I'm going to call it. And Fountain Evo, which means Fountain Evolution, because we wanted to be able to go through that evolution. Now, one thing that this does also that I'm not really keen about, if they're ever listening, because I don't know if they are, it'd be really nice that when you have an object, say this fountain, right, and you've already put the picture in, if there was a button that said location of picture on drive, you know, because after you work on something for a little while, do you always remember where you get things from? I don't. Or what it was named when it came in? I don't. But it would be a nice little thing to where you could just go, okay, just a button, even this down here that just says file location. You know, that would save a lot of time and struggle, in my opinion, unless it has it here somewhere and I'm just not seeing it. Because we've had that before too, where we've gone to something and, you know, change playback mode. Nope, not worried about that. Because you can bring it in, but if you don't remember where you put it on your drive, you're kind of screwed. If you want to add it to something else or use it somewhere else, unless I'm just missing it somewhere in the way that this thing does code, which it doesn't look like. There is no location thing. It'd be kind of cool to have a location thing. Just saying. I would very much like location. Location of asset. Add bookmark message. Nope. Added image? I don't think it'd be under there either. I mean, you could replace the image, but...
Any nonam says zombies are coming. To the living room, everyone.
Oh, are they?
There are drinks there for hydration.
So you can export an PNG, but what if you want to go to back to the original piece? What if you want to go to the directory where that image is? There doesn't seem to be a way to do that. Flip, auto trim, no. Resize, no. Export, yes. Import. Strip, no. Import image. Nope. Add a frame, select, no. Source control. Nothing highlightable in there. Push changes, view history, nope, okay. Tools, texture, audio, sound. Rate local package, import local. Package manager. But you can see where it can be very useful if we just had a go to image location on Drive. That would be kind of cool to have when you're working on stuff, because you forget where you put things sometimes. Or even if it had the file name, even would be nice to have. Because once you bring it in here, you don't have that information apparently anymore. And that sucks. It would be cool to have that information. It is very loud outside now. It's back over there. Zombies in the way. And then we can go and search, which is always fun. Let's go search. Let's go search the hard drive. I'm going to assume it's a PNG. And it was date modified. Would be 2025. Well, let's see what it does. Make that a .png. All right, we'll have that search for all the PNGs. We'll see what we can do about finding all the pieces on our list now, since that's obviously something that's going to come up. But cool. Where am I at? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if the lightning's going to continue for too much more longer. I should have checked on this earlier though. View large icons. Okay. You know, you tell it to bring up images, and what does it do? It brings up everything but. So what we're going to have to do is put a kind image. Kind backspace image. And then with the date. Okay, let's see if that works. Because it might have to be typed depending on which. Yep. Okay, we're back. So what I'm doing right now is I'm searching the drive to find all the pieces of the fountain here. So that we can get them put into our new system, into version 13. If we put all the pieces in first and then worry about moving everything, that would be great, because everything will be there and we don't have to worry about the code working or not. Yeah, that didn't do anything that I expected it to do. Okay, let's try this again. Star.png. And modified date. Date modified equals 2025. And we don't want it there. We want it only in our working directory, not the whole hard drive. Let's try this. Okay, this looks mo better. Although it is showing our shirts of the week and all that other stuff too, and our favorite things. Tomorrow is Thursday, yes? Okay, there's our animated fountain. What we'll do is we'll have to find the highest resolution versions of them all, and then move them into our raw directory. Okay, let's open this. Open file location. Okay, there's all of our pieces. Okay, this is all of our pieces of that. So, and what size are these? 92s. Okay, well. Okay, well we'll use those for now, just so we have them, and then we can increase the size, because that looks like that's what the size is there. Yeah, 96. Let's get our directory. Get over here to this one. Now we want to go to our new build, which is in our users directory. Okay, game projects. Put the one down here, which should say 13. Ah, there it is. Go to data files, font, nope, objects, nope, sprites is what we're looking for. And we want to make a new folder. We're going to call it 00 raw. That way it will always be on top, and we can use that to hunt down the pieces. Now we can say new folder fountain, and then we can call this what do we call it over there? We just called it fountain. Yeah, this gets confusing, so we'll name the new directory, call it fountain build, meaning it's the artwork for building the fountain. Let's copy all of these over there. Copy, and then we need to grab fountain animation. Because that'll be the frames for our animation of the fountain doing its bubbly thing. And those were, where were those at? Those were, we just blew right past them. Doop. They are here. Oops. Lost them. And they're back. File location. See, this is why I would love a file location in that in Game Maker Studio. That would just have made this a whole lot easier. We wouldn't have to go out and do a weird hunting for it. And what we will do is we will take, let's see, that's, open this up so it's 10, and we'll take 40 frames for the animation. Or rather, I don't think we need 40. We'll do in the middle here. 2, 3, that's 8, 16, do that many. That might, let's see, 1, 2, 3. That should be enough. Move, copy those over here. Okay, so that gives us that. Now we need the pieces for the fountain that make up the fountain. Let me open this up. I apparently didn't open the window up. So what I'm doing is this, I'm creating in these directories, in this particular case, like this is the animation pieces for the fountain. So if we click through them, you can see it animates over the side. What I did for the other piece was I just made a build directory. Hang on. Okay, so I just made a build directory. I don't know why that one has a background on it. It shouldn't, but we'll pull that off. These are all the pieces that make up the build. Then we have a fountain animation directory, which has all the frames for the animated fountain doing a sprinkle thing. And then we'll do a fountain pieces would be the next one. And I should have, granted, I should have set all this up beforehand, and I didn't because I'm a moron sometimes. And I get like, okay, let's move, let's do it, you know, and then end up having to go back because I screwed up. Let's go here. We want to find piece, anything dot, okay. Just do piece and see what happens. Let's see what comes up. Zambies. There's Zambies. We only have about 13 minutes. Okay. I'm going to try to get out on time today. Especially with the lightning and stuff going on outside, because that may become a problem if we go too much longer. So if I can find the pieces to the larger pieces to the fountain, then we can move the big ones into the raw. Meantime, what I can do is I can look at that last frame and find out why it has a background on it when it shouldn't. Yeah, because in this program it doesn't have that background. Let's open this with Photoshop. Unless that background isn't there and it's just no, that background is not there. Or in Photoshop, that background that's on there is not there. Let's do an F5. Let's see if it fixes it. Nope. But when we bring it in 13, then we'll see. Right now on the other screen here, I'm doing a search for the pieces because I want to find the most recent pieces for that. Let's see. Fountain, no, built, nope. No pieces, search. So we are looking for the pieces themselves over here now. So I can find the 5 big pieces. Then I don't have to make new ones. I may have to make new ones. So I mean, that wouldn't be like death or anything, but it would just be a pain in the ass. So I just want to find ones that are at least 32 by 32 that I can convert. What are we working on? We are working on gathering all of the assets we need to step back 5 versions to version 7 and redo the inventory system before we did 5 tries at the inventory system. Yes, that's what we're doing. Quanto Storm. So right now I'm just looking for all the pieces that we needed. So I've collected some of them. Here's all the pieces for our fountain. Here is the animation I did for our fountain, so it's in pieces so that we can use it inside Game Maker Studio. So that's cool. Then we have our build out. So as we put the fountain back together before it starts working, and I'm just getting the pieces for the build out, the ones that we'll actually look for in game. Oh, let's see, what size is this? This is a 30, these are the old ones. What are these ones? 16s, no, these are not evenly spaced ones. We want the ones that are evenly spaced. Why are these coming up with a globe on them? Oh, no preview available. Okay. This one's a 32 by 32, so this is probably... I think these are the ones that we're looking for. This one. File location, they're not all there. Let's go back. I thought all 4 of them would be there, or all 5 of them would be there, but they weren't. So yeah, so right now we're just searching for files that we will use to update our inventory system in the new build. Because we had gotten to the point with version 12 where, because I had tried to do several different kinds of inventory system, that the code got so spaghettied that nothing worked anymore. So we're taking a step back, which you have to do sometimes. Stepping back is what it's all about. You just come in and you say to yourself, no. And you turn around and you go back to where you go. Okay, so we're just waiting for that search to come up with the right search quantities that we want, which are these ones. I don't know why. Maybe I'll just have to pull the PSDs based on date and just re-output them. It's probably the better way to go. There's a bit of waiting around, isn't there? Because I had gone through and made them all 32 by 32s at one point. Which should be good, but apparently not good enough. You know, that's one thing, is game development sometimes is waiting around because you're waiting for your computers to do what you need them to do. That's definitely what we're doing here. Is we're waiting for this computer to find the things that we created. Because you lose shit. You know, once I get this, hopefully once I get this set up, then we will keep everything in this directory structure and we won't have to worry about going from there, moving forward on that one. It would be nice to just be able to go, okay, yeah, I put them all in the right place, so we should be good. Let's see where we at over here. Let's let those keep going. Yeah, that's bright. We need that to be that bright. Come on. All right, back to here. We should be able to look at these now. Okay, what size is this one? It's a 37. 8. 32 by 32. So these are 32 by 32s, but we got blue backgrounds. We want the ones that don't have blue backgrounds. 26, 26, 34, 34. Getting closer. Nope, nope, nope. Going. Let's open this with Photoshop and take a look. Because the blue background should not be on it, but it is. So we may have to pull the PNG or the PSD and remove the blue background, which I think would be these ones. Let's find out. Open with Photoshops. Yeah, but this is not 32 by 32, is it? Canvas size. This is 37. These may be the ones we need to work with, though, just to get it. Let's open 1 through 5 here. Open. I do not know why I put a blue background on these. This is really weird. We can pull that off. Okay, all the blues have been taken off. What do we have for canvas sizes on these? Canvas size is 34. About on piece 1 should be 32 by 32, but it is 26 by 26. Okay, so did I not save 32 by 32 versions? I could have swore I did from a PSD standpoint. Let me look at this one up here. No, these are the old ones, so yeah, that's not the right one. Nope, nope, those are not the right ones. Close that one. We have nothing new down here. It looks like it is. Is it complete? Yeah, it's completed its search. So these ones in the middle are the ones that we want. We want these here. But I am going to have to go and fix them. But we can move the them into the directory for the pieces. Put them there. Which you guys should be able to see here. So I took those and put them basically in here as PSDs, and then I can go in and fix those PSDs to be the right size and the right backgrounds, because right now they have a blue background. We don't want the blue background. Transparent. Or we could, no, we don't want the blue background. We could put that in separately as a button backing. Yeah, that would probably be best. Because it doesn't look like I have them anywhere else on C. So these are our objects, but they're not the actual animation pieces. So, more thunder, yay. Okay, so we have those. That's good. The next thing we would do is under raw. Go back to raw, and we'll put, we want to match it up to our directory structure in the GameMaker Studio. Okay, so now we'll make a directory called copy, and we'll go back over here to raw, and we'll say inventory sprites, because we want to be able to have those. So new folder, inventory sprites, and then we want, we don't want this, this is old. And we want, what did we call it in the new directory? There was a new, when I created version 13, which I'll bring back up here, and we won't mess with 12 anymore today. Okay, so if we go to the sprites, so we have inventory, which is where stuff that we pick up will go. Now for, let's see, what do we call them? Side. New players, blah, blah, inventory. Yep. Oh, that's right, because they're not in here yet. We're going to put them here. So it'll be in inventory, and that's what we're going to do there. So we'll just rename that directory to this. Go back over here, rename this. And then what we'll do is in our raw directory, we'll just have versions of each of these. And that's where we'll keep the raw materials for everything that made that. And then from that, we can create a 16 by 16 and a 32 by 32, maybe a 64 by 64 of each, so that we have them already in those sizes and ready to go. And I think that'll work out really, really well. But I do wish that it would just let me open them in Explorer from GameMaker Studio, but apparently they don't do that. So, oh, is it? Okay, yeah. Okay, we should stop this then. After zombies come and go, they will eat your brains, you know. They will chew them from your head, and when they're done, you will be dead. But then you'll be a zombie, and then you'll be a zombie. And then you'll be a zombie, and craving brains you will. Okay, let us go back to our logos here. Okay, we turn that off, turn that on, let that run. We are all set to leave, and as we leave the magical world of game design and game development, We hope that we have made progress today. So here we go. Let's end this. Go up to here.